Secret armor. And a soul rune. Not bad, though. Not bad, honestly. Honestly, I'm, Oops. Is that it? 844, yep. And elite health. Cool. Runs. This is runs 801 to 900. Starting now. Can't trust Kane, he steals items. So, but yeah, no. I am firmly under the belief that America views, or the world, not just America, views money as too much of a, I mean, it's like this is what we're trained and taught and what we see too much as necessary for joy. Drop the TP tome, but I like it in case I like multiple items drop and I want TP back. Should I farm ancient tunnels or would pin be better? I'm 81. Either one. You could do both, honestly. They're both good. Live in South California and try to be happy and poor. Don't live in South California! Why would you live in the most expensive place in the world and try to be happy without money? I mean, that's going to be very difficult. Why do you have to live in one of the most expensive places? But you still can. There's still, you know, you still could if you really want. But my gosh, of all the places to go live, you can find a lot of joy in places other than South California where, you know, houses are millions of dollars. There's so many people who are like, oh, I can barely afford to live. I'm like, where are you living? They're like, well, I live in New York in the city. I make $60,000 a year and my rent is $40,000 a year. And I'm like, well, why don't you move to somewhere that doesn't cost $40,000 a year in rent? Ah, no, I gotta live in New York. All right. Well, can you take away your small charms, please? My next I'm at 105 faster cast rate. My faster hit recovery is 55. I'm just using spirits. And these are all just MF charms. Some are like MF and all res. Yeah. Soul rune. So, you know, once again, money is, yeah, it's helpful, but it will not bring you that happiness. A lot of people that don't have a lot of money think more will. You know? Once again, we've always talked about that. If you have $50,000, you think, man, if I just had $80,000. If you have $80,000, you think, man, if I just had $120,000. You just keep looking up because, and I think a lot of the times it's just used as an excuse because you aren't finding ways to actually bring happiness into your life. And so rather than own up to that and say, maybe my own happiness is my own you know, responsibility and doesn't have to do with having money, but rather has to do with how I'm, you know, setting goals for myself and dealing with myself and whatever. They say, well, I just need to make a little bit more money because then I could have that thing that would buy me more, and then that would, you know, I just want that new car. Once I get that nice new car, then I'm going to be happy. once I can go on this vacation trip, you know. Right now it's just I can't go on that trip. Right now I can't, you know. But then you find out you can buy everything when you have more money, and you go, oh, well, shoot, I'm still not happy. Were you happy that people noticed your abs when you ripped off in front of Bagel Girl? Oh, yeah. I need to get my abs back. I'm not in as good a shape right now. We should bring push-ups back. I'm not, like, badly overweight or anything, but I guess it'd be sit-ups and stuff. We should bring workouts back to stream. So it's like using JSP then quitting a week later because you have everything. Actually, kind of, yes. That is actually a great analogy for it. I sat there in Diablo 2 and I was getting wrecked in some, you know, PvP battles, whatever stuff, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to go this JSP thing. So I went to JSP and I started doing stuff there and trading, and I got all the items in the game and everything I wanted, and I built these perfect characters that, you know, light sorcerers with full 45 lifer, 9 light skill, 45 lifers, and perfect griffins and everything. And then I went, all right, well now I have that. And then I was done, and I quit playing Diablo 2 because I realized it wasn't, you know, that's not, the joy isn't just having it, right? That is actually a perfect example. The journey. But people always think it's the end destination. Having $1 million isn't just gonna make me happy. As much as I like to think about it, I go, ooh, if I had $1 million, I could, you know, and I do think it would bring some, you know, some joy to my life, because having $1 million would allow me to go, all right, well, I'm just gonna go full-time stream now. So there would be some joy from that. But that's less so the money and more so the I have a plan set out for my life. But we have all this, PvP gets better. Once again, it gives, to a degree, there is a small boost from that, but you know. I mean, at this point, it's like 1% effective magic find, if that. Wicked. That would be my win force. Maybe. Is this what you guys want to see? Right here? Is this what you want to see? Win force drops. If it does, I'm out. Yeah, and ultras, that's where I think most of the happiness from money can come from. The fact that if you have a lot of money, you no longer have to work that job that takes all of the time in your life, and it will open you up to go do more. But once again, that's only to a point. How much do you really need? You know? Do I need $10 million? No. If I had $10 million, I wouldn't be any happier than if I had $2 million. All right, now I have a bigger house. But once again, all that's going to do is I'll just have bigger expenses and more bills to pay. And then, you know, a lot of that really does bring more stress. If you have 6 cars, now you have 6 car payments. Now you got to pay more for all your insurances and all your, you know. Worry about theft and worry about having a bigger garage to hold all your cars. And God, that sounds awful. I would hate to have that. I would hate to have that. You just quit your job and travel for the rest of your life with 10 million. Yeah, but I think I could do similar with less. That's what I'm saying. At least a house is an investment, though. Yeah, if somebody gave me a $10 million house right now, I would just go sell that house and then get rid of the giant payments that I would have to worry about and then live my life with the $10 million. No! No! Oh, it was supposed to be. Oh, man. Dang it. I honestly wouldn't want to own a Maserati. I would, if somebody gave me a Maserati or a Lamborghini, I would immediately go sell it. I don't want the stress of having to own that car and the payments and everything that comes with that. Oh, God, that would be terrible. Insurance? You know how much it costs to insure a Lambo? You know how many... God, it just makes you have to work even more and be more reliant on money. You just think about what the girls want. If the girl wants that, then I don't want that girl. Sorry. Like, what? Insurance on a Lambo is probably like $30,000, $40,000 a year. I say, bye, Felicia. Sure, it'd be fun to drive one time. I want to own that. For real, you want a Shelby Cobra insurance? Be danged. Go for it. You go get that. And you know what? I think for some people, for people who love cars, great. You know what? That they might have that thing. I think everybody should get 3 things in life. In my opinion. This guy wants that Lambo minivan. Oh, God. I think everybody should get 3 things in life. Look, you get to look at life and look at the things that you love. Because some people, really, for them, it really could be like cars, right? For me, I don't care about cars. Cars are literally whatever. I drive an old Camry. Old Camry. It's got over 200,000 miles on it. And I don't care. You know? People are always like, oh, why don't you go get a new car? I don't want a new car. When this car ends up costing me so much money, I'll go get another car. And it'll probably be a used Camry. You know? It's a dad car. But whatever. I don't care, right? Spending $30,000, $40,000 on a new car does nothing for me. Nothing for me. Oh, this is where... I need that TP.
If it gets you from A to B, it's good enough for me.
Exactly. A to B, good enough for me. This is where that lack of TPs. We cost ourselves that. But I think everybody should get 3 things. And this is where you look at your life and you say, what are the 3 things that I value really the most that I would want to spend money on? Right? What is it? Maybe Greek. What is it that I truly value so much in life? And go spend money on those things. If that is... The thing is, just don't spend money on everything. And I'm not saying like your health or whatever. But I'm saying, you know, don't go buy every Steam game and then go buy, you know, 5 guitars and get a new car and get a giant house and go get, you know, ski trips and then go scuba trips and then have, you know, go to travel around Europe and go, you know. It's like you can only focus in so many areas and so many things, and you know, you gotta really think about it, right? Buy a llama. For some people, that's owning a llama, owning a farm, whatever it is. I did that. I nearly own a complete home gym. Exactly. For me, owning an entire home gym, not worth it. I wouldn't care. Why do I need columns of full rejuves? You never know. You never know. I need to pop all of them. What if I can't find value? Then you need to go try all of these things. And I'm not saying go try and that go buy a bunch of guitars. Go buy, but you need to go and give yourself some experiences and try some new things and figure out what it is that you do like. But yeah, you know. So if you sit there and you say, cars are my thing. That's one of my 3 things. I love cars. I love working on cars. I love looking at cars. I like going to car shows. I like cars. I like cars. I like cars. Then you know what? Spend your money on cars. Spend your money on cars. Same thing when you're looking at, you know, subscriptions to things. Right? Don't be subscribed to everything. Spotify and Google Music and Amazon and Twitch and, you know, World of Warcraft and blah, you know. Look at the things that you really love. Go in on those. And the other things, sit back, right?
I can't carry.
Llama, how do you find motivation in life and pursuit of a career? I'm about to start my first serious job tomorrow. Wow, congratulations. I'm scared of having the feeling I'm not looking at it the right way. That can be tough. That can be very tough. I think it's important to really figure out what you want, right? What is it that this job is providing you? What is it at the job that you want? Things like that, because it can be very tough, you know.
Pull up a chair and stay a while.
Thanks, Guy. For me, a job provided me money, which provided me more potential to a future of doing what I want, right? Obviously, hey Ludwig. Obviously, I love like streaming, right? But when I started working, I wasn't even really streaming. I tried StarCraft before, it failed. I didn't think I was gonna be a streamer. You know, so really find what it is though that you're getting from it, and that will give you that drive or that, you know, and then you need to obviously dedicate yourself to it. But I think it's important, especially when it comes to things like work. If I'm doing something like going to work, I need to make sure that I can put this away real fast. I need to make sure that I can also have things outside of work that I want to go do that give me value, right? TV reporter printer's first screen. Oh wow, that's awesome. Moved to a new city, don't know at all. TV starting students next week, reporting stories. Well, that's really cool. So, you know, find what it is that you love. I mean, like for me, streaming is work, but I also love streaming, right? Like this is like one of my favorite things. But yeah, you want to do your best for sure. And if you're going to be doing it, you want to have the right mindset going forward. right? When you look at it. If you look at it in a negative light, you're going to see it negatively. You're not going to do as well. You're not going to have as much fun. That's pretty guaranteed, in my opinion. But definitely find things outside of it. Can we get a D2 trivia bot in chat? Nah, it would be too spammy. Definitely find things outside of work. Otherwise, I think you get too sucked into... I'm going to identify items at the end of every 100. So right now we got 48 more runs. I think a lot of people, you know, because work takes up a lot of your life. That is definitely something to remember and realize is it takes up a lot of time, right? 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, 5 days a week. Like, you only get 7 days, and that's a lot of time when it's sunny and all that. So... realize that and realize you're going to be tired as well. You're going to sit there and come home and go, oh my God, I'm really tired. But you got to set things up for yourself. Otherwise, you just get in a mode where time flies by because it's the same thing every week, every week, every week. And you have nothing, you know, in that spare time. So make sure that you are really giving yourself things to do there. Because I think that allows you to come back into work with a better mindset, you know. Nice ladder. Not enough magic find. Only 854. Rip. What can I do in my extra time? Oh, BYD. Whatever you want. Well, for you, I mean, you go and do all sorts of stuff with the Masons, right? I think you get a lot of joy out of that. I think that's where you spend a lot of your extra time. And you stream a little. He says as he grinds for every item in a 20-year-old game. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, you know? Like, I love this. I have so much fun with playing Diablo 2, even if it's just chilling, grinding for items. Like, I think a lot of it also is, once again, I enjoy streaming. I think streaming is very fun for me. I like talking. Like talking to people, with people. So, you know. And that's the thing, as long as you're happy, you can do whatever you want, man. You do a lot. You do whatever you want.
If you prioritize time in your life doing what makes you happy, you will be happy regardless of your financial situation and time. Sky High out.
Thank you, Sky High. I think that's super true. Like, yeah, you gotta prioritize it yourself, though, right? Yeah, let's go this. And this will have to go on the new page. You gotta prioritize that, though, for yourself. And I know we sometimes, you might say, gosh, Llama, you just sit there and talk about, you know, this stuff, happiness and whatever, all the time. Talk about Diablo 2 or other things. And we do talk about Diablo 2 and other things. But I think I get drawn back to it because this is one of the things that I'm like pretty passionate about, right? I am pretty passionate about trying to encourage others to be financially educated, to have a better mindset, to be happier individuals, and to see the world in a different way that potentially brings them more joy. You know? I think that's one of my favorite things in life is you know, being able to help others. So sometimes I get preachy with it. And I might not have all the answers, right? In fact, I don't have all the answers all the time. That's for sure. But I like to think that I am a pretty happy individual who is on a path, you know, to enjoying life. We have helped others. That's true. That's true. So I want to continue that. Interesting point about enjoying time spent. What did Dark Cool say? If I enjoy spending more time with the poor one, then why would I choose the rich one, though? It all comes back to the whole money does bring happiness. It's nice to be more well off, but the person itself matters more. Oh, for sure. And I think that's also a huge thing. Some of the best times, I've had great times going on trips with people and doing, you know, things that have cost money with people. But some of my best moments with significant others, the moments I like really sit down and remember a lot, are, aw, dang, captive, are the ones where I'm just like chilling, you know? We're just sitting there and something really funny happens. Watching TV, playing a game, picking up trash by the highway, whatever it is, you know? Like, it's a lot of times it's not complicated, crazy things. There's all sorts of... One of the best dates I ever got to go on was the 2011 NBA Finals, game number 2? Was that the one? Or 3? It was in Miami, but I wasn't in Miami. I was dating a girl, and she took me... She was like, oh... the American Airlines Center opened up. They opened up the American Airlines Center, which is like, you know, the basketball stadium for the Dallas Mavericks. This is when the Mavericks beat the Heat. And she was like, oh yeah, like let's go to this thing. And I'm like, what? And she's like, well, they opened up the American Airlines Center to everybody, whoever wants to go, to watch the game on the big screen. And so we went, and we just sat down and watched the game on the big screen. It was totally free. And that was the game where the Mavs in like the last 8 minutes made like a 19-point comeback to win. And everybody was going nuts. And it was so much fun. And, oh, it's just such a great time. Game 2. I think it was game 2. I think it was. And it was just like the best time ever. And we were like... You know, and it wasn't just like spending time with her, it was spending time with everybody in that arena. We were all like high-fiving each other and talking and having such a great time together. And it was free. It was just a free date. Do I think they'll remaster Diablo 2 at all? I think they're more on Diablo 4 than D2 Remaster, personally. I think there's a chance for it, but I think that chance is lower. But... yeah, that was one of the most fun dates ever. We were just chilling. but never have I thought about when I've sat down and been like, what was one of the best times I've had with a significant other? Was I like, it was that time that she bought me a new necklace. I mean, I don't wear necklaces, but you know, it never was like that time with a lot of money being spent. That's not to say that you can't go to cool events, but I'm saying it doesn't feel like it is the... Wow, look at all those. Colossus Volge, Sacred Armor, and a Great Sword. Which one do I pick up, man? It's not Eth. But there are times, like skiing. That is for sure. Skiing is fantastic. And it does cost some money, right? I've found ways to make it cheaper, for sure, to cost less. But it's generally, I mean, even in those cases, I feel like it's getting away from it all and just being able to exist in nature. You know, when I can just sit down on top of a mountain, you know, and look out and see the beauty, like, oh my God, nothing beats that. That's just gorgeous. And that is something that I've accepted that does cost money. And that's one of my 3 things that I want to spend money on in life. Right? When I say 3 things, that right there. That is one of them. So. One sec. Dimensional blade. Yeah, dark cool. And let's do it like that. Let's do it like that. 20 more runs till we identify. Come on, give me that other Archon staff, this time unique. I wish, man. I wish. I wouldn't wait for a remaster to play again and need backup. What up, Kylie? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. How was all your streaming today? I saw you watching a lot of E3. Anything you're excited for? From the list of everything there? Is there mods that make better resolution? There is a resolution mod. Multi-res. It is banned though. Hey, everybody take a drink. I'll identify in 15 runs. 15 runs. I'll be identifying. Oops. There we go. Lots of stuff. What are you most excited for, Kylie? Is this the drinking game? Yeah, every time we find Saigons, everybody drinks. I think that's actually a good point, Canadian. Or Apple. I want to read this. I want to read this out. You're tricked by the system in which we live to believe that you have to work for happiness. If your happiness is in a type of work, that's wonderful. But if your happiness is taking care of cats and play video games, you still deserve happiness. So true. I think that is one of the best, the biggest basis for my arguments. Oh, Kylie. Oh, that's just... I think that's one of the best arguments right there. You have to remember that as a world, a double grand charm, what is most effective and whatever for the system, for society to grow, for money to be made, for the tops, whatever it is, right? What is it? It is when everybody is working all of the time. There's a reason the work week is basically as much of your life as it can be while still giving you enough break to be sane. What, I have the map up? I run with map a lot. Right? There is a reason for that. Actually, let's go this way. Yeah. And it's because that drives the most productivity, that drives the most... oh yeah, broke. Almost there. See the whole Shibata loop, but not the cheapest equipment at the top of the line. I'd say you can get a good enough streaming setup for about $1,200. That'll get you mic, webcam. You can build a computer that's good enough. You can get some cheap lights if you want, or a green screen, pretty cheap. You know, I just have a sheet hanging up that's $15 behind me, whatever. Broke Fang with that sub. Mwah. Thank you so much for the support. But yeah, I totally think, I mean, it's whatever. We are trained, starting when we are children. You wake up, you go to school, you get in your hours, Monday through Friday, you're at school. Like, we are programmed, trained as individuals to get used to following orders, having a teacher, getting assignments done on time, having, whatever classes, and being at work 5 days a week. This isn't money. We're past money. Right? It's, went to bed, still on. Well, I took a nap and then I came back.
Impossible.
What? Oh, man. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna get both. And that's just a way that society can be extremely productive, right? And produce a lot. But that does leave us with the, I don't think, once again, that builds happiness for everybody. I don't think the goal is to build happiness for everybody, right? They're not doing this so people are happy. They're doing this so people are productive and will generate more stuff and more profits and more everything.
I can't carry anymore.
Join my army of the dead.
Necessary
It
evil
is
of
the
the modern
necessary
world.
evil
Yeah.
of the modern world.
Got BK rings at 1348. Drop Dracules and Shadow. Whoa, dang, Josh. That's all from 50? That's crazy. I wouldn't say nowadays the younger generation have no work ethic. I think nowadays a lot of people are starting to see what it is, right? They're starting to look at this and say, well, shoot, there's a lot more to life than just doing this stuff, right? There's a lot more to life than just working. And I think a lot of that comes from the internet. Now we have access to seeing other people and other cultures, and we can get all around the world in all sorts of places. And there's all this stuff, and you look at it and you go, well, crap, why would I just be sitting here, living in this one place, just working at one place for the rest of time, Like, in the past, it was more necessary. that people had to sit and work. You know, especially when you go back to survival days, right? I'm definitely with you on that. You go back to when you just needed to survive. Think you broke. You know, you had to go work on the farm every day, just so you could have enough food, so you could have enough to survive. And everybody was trying to survive back then. We're past the point of survival. At this point, it's now getting frivolous, right? Now it's like, oh, it's so you can have the bigger house and the fancier car and the, you know, everything is just, once again, it's now to the point of consumption, and greed is just overtaking. We can all survive. So I think that's what the younger generations are starting to realize, is like, oh, maybe we don't need all of that. And that's where you might see that lack of work ethic or laziness or whatever. It's just the modern work world doesn't fit with the younger generation mindset. And so it's going to have to adjust. You're going to have a big shift, in my opinion, in it. ID time! Let's go! Let's go! You don't bother with shouts anymore? Not for players 1 Pindle, no. Alright. Let us begin. 61 gold. Bad. Eyes and hearts. Ooh, dual res with MF. That's not too shabby. 20 faster run walk. Any solid founds? We got a Viper Magi before. We're doing our next set of identifications right now. 10 IAS. 20 faster run walk. Some MF on it. Arctics. Cold damage. Cathins. Attack rating. Bam! ED. Got ourselves an ethereal edge. Plague Laws. That's nice. Fire res with some fire damage. Ah! Ah! Archon Staff. Tankreds. Got ourselves Gurkies. What are ideal rare boots to keep? Fast Ronak, faster recovery, tri-res. Or did they get rid of tri-res and so now you can only get dual res for that? I can't remember. Somebody was talking about something like that. Civerbs, Io, Soul, and Thol runes. As well as...
I am overburdened.
That. Nothing there. We got Bone Slayer. Thought it was a fun item. Shadow Disciplines. Dude, all he does is drop me Gold Find Grand Charms. All day. All day. Okay, those two weren't. Just to prove me wrong, I guess, huh? Thanks a lot, game. Make me look stupid. 112 do attack rating. Dexterity. Energy. 20 fast cast rate. Taos Mask. Claws, nothing. Claws, Assassin Skills, Shadow Warrior, Work of Inferno. Okay. Doomslinger. Okay, still has the tri-res. I guess they do. I just didn't know if it was with all the other mods. You could also still get it.
I can't carry anymore.
But this makes sense. Patriarch. Ah! Come. There it is. Venom Ward. Last one. Nice. And Stone Buckler. Got stash blocked. Nothing great from that set. Couple fun items, but overall nothing to write home about.